Hey guys, Patchy here. Um, I know usually we do the tabletop thing. I'm trying a new thing for this video where we got a little bit of angle and a little more stuff to look at, and I don't know. I'm just trying it out, just checking it out, trying new things. Uh, but we're gonna get back on track. I know this last video. If new people, if you stop by to check this out, I did a flashlight review on a discontinued flashlight that you can still technically get on eBay. I did not provide links. Um, but today we're gonna get back on track with the different ways I carry gear on a daily basis, and this is like a little more towards how I carry my work stuff. It can translate into my normal everyday life, but for the most part, this is going to be how I carry some of my extra work stuff on top of my EDC. Um, so this isn't going to be a particular review on any of this stuff. Maybe I will later. Um, Everything I have on the table today, to my knowledge, is still being sold. All these products, so you still can easily find them. Um, I can give you roundabout prices, but I haven't seeked out the actual prices of what they're being sold for now. But anyway, like I said, this isn't going to be a particular review of individual items rather than how I carry these items. So what we're going to be talking about today is, I don't know the model, but there's this company viperade who did the pocket organizer I talked about last week, and this is another viperade product. I'm not sponsored by viperade. I don't know viperade. I just happened to be what was selling on Amazon, and like at a pretty affordable price. Like when I got this, I think it was around 20-25 bucks. I'm not sure what they go for now because I haven't done any research, because I am horrible at what I do. But yeah, so this is a viperade belt holster that carries your EDC, and I've been loving this thing. Usually I hate the Batman look, like the utility belt. Like, I don't like pouches and everything. I like to utilize pockets as much as possible. Uh, and usually I'm wearing like carpenter pants like I am today, but when I wear like normal jeans, that doesn't give me the functionality of like a cargo pant, a tactical pant, or carpenters with the extra pockets. And with that being said, like I rarely wear cargo pants, um, unless they have like organizational pockets, because like just dumping stuff in there and they're slapping your shin, they're slapping your knee, and to me that's just not a good time. If you want to carry stuff like the pocket organizer, that might be an easier way to go, or with like these new EDC pouches, that could be an also a route to go if you like the cargo pants. I'll have to dive into those because I haven't tried any of those yet. Aside from like some like old school Condor Molly pouches that you wear on the belt, and I abandoned that route long ago. But this one is comparable. I really like this setup. Uh, it's got two little belt loops on each side. It's got a key clip um, on the side here, which is nice for like your car key or your house keys. Obviously, like when I wear them, I use my work keys on there. But yeah. And then like, depending on if I'm outside of work or if I'm at work, I do two different configurations of this specific product. Usually right in the middle, got my Sharpie. I use a Sharpie a lot in my work and everyday life, so I have to have the Sharpie. Um, on this right side here, well, for me it's my right side. I know it's on the left, but anyway, for me it's on the right side. I put my obviously my everyday flashlight. This thing is just like beat to crap. But I love this flashlight. I've had it for years. And obviously I beat the living poop out of this thing, but it's why I love it. I've never had to swap it out. And this is the Streamlight ProTech 2LX. And then this just takes like a single 18650. battery, rechargeable. So yeah. Anyway, like if you didn't watch the last video, I used to be a vapor, so I had a ton of these lying around. I haven't done that in like 6 or 7 years. I wanted to repurpose those batteries, so I switched over to 18650 flashlights. I have two 18650 flashlights, but I use this the most. And I love this flashlight. It's 6, 7 years old, and it's still going strong. I mean, like, you can beat the living, out of this thing, and it'll still run. But yeah, so I set that up on this side here. It is a little long. It does stick out, but it fits in there, and it works for me. And then on the left side here, which would be the furthest forward pocket because I wear it on the right hand side, I'll have my box cutter for work. I do carry a pocket knife, but for work, I do use a box cutter. The back is this really soft, supple leather, which is really nice. Even with this sticking out a lot, sitting down, I don't really notice it. I get more contact from the leather than I do the box cutter, but it's still super comfortable even with that sticking out. And then like I'll usually be wearing this with like an undershirt behind it anyway. Because obviously like I need access to it, so whatever I'm wearing I'll just kind of tuck behind it for quick access. But this is one setup to carry this thing, and then if I wear this in my personal life, I usually throw the Leatherman Wave in there. Mine I have both with the lanyard and the pocket clip. I have a lanyard on a lot of my gear just to pull stuff out of pockets easier. Yeah, this thing will take up to a Leatherman Wave. There's still room if you happen to have a bigger item than that, but like for a multi-tool of this size, it fits perfectly on there, and especially with the pocket clip. With the pocket clips, I'm never upside down, but if you ever are, none of this stuff is going nowhere. I've never tried, but I'm pretty sure you could, if you wanted to, throw your pocket knife in there and have a knife pen like combo. But my pocket knife's usually in my pocket, and I usually carry it with these other two orientations. This thing does come in like a multiple colors. You can get it in black, you can get it in brown. I got this like really cool camo and like the shark teeth print on it. It has worn a little bit, especially on the edges or wherever it flexes. But I've had this thing for probably about 3 years, and it's been great. Like, it's really held up. The key ring looks like it could be pretty cheap, but I haven't had any issues with it. It still holds on to everything tight. It's pretty low profile, so it doesn't really snag on stuff. Even with the key ring, that's still pretty nice. But yeah, and then the pocket knife is the CRKT home front. I've been carrying this guy a lot lately. Yeah, so Ken Onion design, nylon washers, manual flipper. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys know a lot about these. This was a very popular knife when it came out. A lot of backstory put out there. So if you want info on this knife, it's not hard to find. Maybe I'll redo a video and talk about how I like it for owning this thing for years. And yeah, so this is definitely one that's gets through my rotation a lot. I don't rotate through a lot of knives, cause if you're new to EDC and you're new to this channel, welcome, Patchy. Um, my personal EDC is like pretty set up. I have pretty much dialed in to what I do and don't carry on a daily basis. Maybe, like I said, I'll do another EDC update coming up in the future where I talk about everything I carry on my person, which is kind of ridiculous. But it's all stuff that I use on a weekly, if not daily basis. Um, and yeah, a lot of this stuff on the table I use in my daily life. Even something as massive as this flashlight, because this thing is huge. Like if you compare it to like the home front, which is also a huge knife. I mean, I guess I got this thing here. We can actually look at this. But this flashlight is a little over 4 inches long and about an inch thick at the lens. But I know I said this wasn't a review of the gear, but the other thing I like about this too uh, is that it has this like double folded pocket clip, which is really deep on both sides. Or not really deep, it's kind of shallow on this one, but like deep carry on one side and then like I said, deep clip on this side. And it's folded like this, and again, this is I know Olight's the other thing, but I guess this is the competitor, so I'm assuming a lot of people also carry this light. But it clips to your hat, and you can use it like a headlamp. Again, amazing feature, and one of the reasons that it's hard to swap this light out, and why I use it in my personal work life or sorry, not my personal work life, but my work life and my personal life. If like, sorry, let me repeat that. This flashlight I use almost on a daily basis because I mean, it's great. The light bulb is still going. The other thing that's cool about it is it's programmable. You have your low, medium, and strobe, but it has this thing called 10-click technology, or 10-click programmable, 10-tap programmable, and you can tap this thing 10 times, hold it, and it changes the functions on the flashlight. The way I use it is just with a medium and high, or low and high, because this thing doesn't have a moonlight mode. It just, I don't remember the specs on it either. I think it's like 700 lumens, 800 lumens, but the nice thing about this flashlight is it also has reach rather than a floodlight. So if I'm ever in a trailer trying to look at pallets and seeing what's on pallets in a truck, being able to see halfway to 2/3 into a trailer is really nice to have. I mean, it's an overkill flashlight for everyday use, but for me it's perfect, and the power output is what I really like about this flashlight. So like I said, compared to the other flashlight that I reviewed, I gush over this thing a lot, but I use it a lot. Pocket knife, same thing. You know, you use it in everyday purposes, but this this pocket knife, for what it is, because I'm guessing AUS-8, because I think that's what CRKT uses on a lot of their like pocket knives. So I'm guessing this one's AUS-8. When it came out, it was around $100, especially if you went and get it locally in a shop. Which, yeah, this one I did pick up locally, or was a gift, but I knew the price of where it was bought from. But yeah, so these things when they came out were around $100, and it usually, if you're looking like at an AUS-8 knife or an 8CR13, you're looking usually at a bill around $20 to $50, $60, somewhere in that price range. But for $100, it's hard to justify AUS-8. I did it because I really wanted the knife. I thought the technology on it was cool. Because if you don't know, this thing has a toolless takedown. So if you want to take this thing apart and maintain it, if you're like, or if you just like super nerdy about stuff and good with your hands, and you really like to take things apart and know how things work, uh, having something with a toolless takedown, you can just take it apart with your hands and clean and maintain it, which was like a super cool feature. And I thought that that innovation was worth the price, so I went ahead and got one when these things came out. I did sharpen it and have my own personal edge on there. But yeah, great knife. I love it. Even at the price point, I would buy it again if I lost it. Let's see. We are looking at about 4 2/3 closed. A little over 8 inches open, and the blade we are looking at like 3.5 inches. So this thing is monstrous. The blade at its thickest is a little over an inch wide. Redonkulous, but I kind of like massive knives. It's kind of my thing. Like, I'm going on a little bit of a tangent here. This is my junk drawer. But another knife I really like is this discontinued one, and it's also, when it came out, super cheap. These things aren't in demand. No one are looking at them, so I mean, they're hard to find, but no one wants one anyway except for me. Like, if I could find a satin one and the all black one and complete all three of these guys, that'd be great. But this is United Cutlery, which was a Bud K exclusive brand, if you know Bud K. So yeah, it was a cheap knife. It was only like $20 when it came out, and but it was designed by this guy named Williamson from Williamson Urban Tactical, and he makes these like really out of pocket, like custom, just wild looking knives. And when I saw this one on the Bud K website, I even probably got a little cheaper because I think I got it from Amazon. So with the free shipping with Prime, knife was a steal. Because again, I think we're looking at ATR 13. It does not give me the steel. It just says stainless China. United Cutlery and the Williamson, but it's got the urban camo on there. So it's got like this rounded out like tiger paint job, really aggressive G10 carved scale. It's really sharp, but it grips. And this is the kind of knife I like to carry on a daily basis. And this is overkill. This is like something super nutty. Again, we'll look at the blade, and we are 4 1/3 of an inch at just the blade. Completely open, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches open. I mean, this thing is gnarly. But just like every other knife, this thing did come with a plain and a serrated edge. It only came in this wacky Tonto version with like a little bit of a recurve, like almost this S shape. It's like kind of Ken Onion-esque, but yeah, for like a cheap knife, I love this thing. I don't carry it often, but I really do love this knife. It does not have thumb studs. It has like this big open hole in here, and I just kind of spidey flick it. So put your middle finger in there, thrust it out, and just the momentum and the weight of this blade just like flings it out there. And I do a little bit of the wrist swap in there too, but yeah, I love this thing. And so you can see a theme in knives I like, because like I like these gnarly, overbuilt, just huge pocket knives. And then for Leatherman, like I said, the Wave. Everyone knows the Wave. If you want to know more about it or my personal thoughts on it, maybe I'll do another video on it. And then a Sharpie. They're cheap. It's a writing utensil. Write things. I mean, you know, you can get this or a pen. But yeah, and that's what I really wanted to talk about today was, I know I talked a lot about the other stuff, but I really wanted to focus on this today. But aside from what I already told you, this thing super versatile on what you can carry with it, from pocket knives to multi-tools to different types of flashlights, keys, a specific 2 pen slots on there, because I didn't talk about this, but it's got like this stretchy nylon webbing that you can also put a pen on too, so you can have your Sharpie and a pen if you really wanted that. But the thing with that is with it being nylon and how small it is, like, I do use it on occasion, but like putting thing back on it while it's on your hip is kind of a nightmare, so I usually don't. But I do on occasion carry a pen and a Sharpie. But for the most part, I just utilize the 3 spots and the key ring. But yeah, and I guess that's it. We're trying a new angle here. We're trying a new thing. Like if you've seen any of my older videos, we usually do like a tabletop review where like we're just looking specifically at the gear. Where today I wanted to switch it up. I'm trying out this new angle thing. And yeah, so tell me if you like this form factor, or if I should, if I have a face for radio and should just keep it a tabletop review. We can go back to doing that. I'm trying to grow hot peppers just to see if I can. See if I got that green thumb. But yeah. Anyway, I call myself Patchy. I know I usually say Dave in my other videos, but I'm gonna switch to Patchy. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're subscribed, hello, hi. How's your day? How's everyone's day? I'm not excluding the new people. How's everyone? How are you guys doing? You doing good? Healthy? Working out? Getting to work? Coming home? Taking care of business? It's what I like to hear. But yeah, I guess we'll leave it at that. We'll talk to you next week. Maybe I might do another surprise video and just throw something in there, just a random review.